Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Polk, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talk. I felt
Keep it in a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
Yo, what up?
What time it is? You heard it in the building. You see, it's just two of us. You know, a couple of people have put in vacation days. You know, they just take off whenever they want to, man. Salute to Benny Boondocks and CB. You know, always missed. Polk, what's up, man? You all right?
Yeah, man, doing great.
We got a game this week.
We do have a game next weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, buddy.
One last time to see the crew in action, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited.
One last ride. I'm like kind of sad thinking about it too, man.
A little sad, yeah, but a little excited at the same time because this will actually be my first actual bowl game experience to get to go to. So we will be there live and in person.
That's right. That's right.
We're actually bringing some brand new Canes fans with us to the game.
Okay.
My wife's best friend's coming with us. This will actually be her very first ever college football game. She's never been to a college football game, period.
Okay.
And then my wife's childhood friend and her daughter are brand new Canes fans. It's funny because she texted my wife about, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks into the season, was like, we've never had a college team we've actually gone for whatever, but they started watching the Canes. She's like, but I really like Cam Ward and these Hurricanes, so I think we're going to be fans of the Hurricanes. We're like, come on.
Nice.
Everybody's welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's room for everybody.
Yeah, and then about halfway through, she's like, why is everybody so mad and hate the Hurricanes? We're like, you have no idea. Welcome to the family.
You gotta sit her down and go through the history.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You definitely do.
So they'll be coming with us too. So it'll be a great time for them to get to experience a college game and get to see Cam in action for one last go around.
Absolutely, man. Everybody in the chat, if you're gonna be at the game in Orlando, man, put a thumbs up. Check us out. Come holler at us if you see us. Give us a shout out. Salute to everybody. Fresh. What's going on, Fresh? Vito. How you doing, brother? Stick Raw. Appreciate you, fam. Mr. Palm Beach. Charles King. What's going on, man? Can't post comment. All right. Listen, man, we got some additions recently.
We did get a few. Yes,
we got a couple of additions, man, at positions of need. I know we're all impatient. I know we all want everybody immediately, but we got a corner, which we need.
Facts.
We got a defensive tackle, which we need. We got a long snapper, which I know you don't think we need, but we
do. We
do.
Man,
our long snapper's gone.
Yeah.
And we got a kicker who's a kickoff specialist. So to explain that, yes, we have a kicker behind Borregales who's gone, who was the number one kicker in the country last year, right? Out of high school. He was like number one and number two. He was a top kicker out of high school.
Yeah.
But we have a kickoff specialist who booms kickoffs out of the end zone, so we don't have to worry about the return game too much.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Another thing that goes in line with that is, he may not be the greatest field goal kicker as far as accuracy or whatnot goes, but if he's got hella leg, I mean, why not put him on kickoffs? Maybe the other guy, he just wants to focus on field goals and getting points. You know what I mean? And not have to worry so much about putting one through the back of the end zone. Whereas this other guy's, he knows he's only got one job to do, and that's all he's got to focus on. So.
Yeah, I think that's the point, of getting the field goal or the kickoff specialist. If you can avoid the return, then you avoid it.
Right, exactly.
Especially with how our return team or our kickoff team looked at some points throughout the season. So,
yeah.
What do you think of the pickups, Pope, so far, man?
No, we definitely addressed two positions of need for sure. And the one cornerback we've gotten so far, well, I wouldn't say one because we got one other one, but with Brantley, I think it's a great pickup. Dude didn't give any touchdowns last year, had one of the best graded out as far as PFF goes.
Yep.
I think that QB rating against him last season was like a 16 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So definitely a big time pickup. He'll make an immediate impact. I know some people were out there saying, "Well, what about the injuries?" Well, I mean, you can say that pretty much about anybody, really. Maybe if they haven't had injuries, but injuries are going to happen. But I think with bringing that type of talent into that room, I think it only does nothing but improve where we've been up to this point. I mean, we all said at the beginning of the season the secondary was going to be the big question mark, and that came to fruition. So now they're starting to address it, and I think it's a big time pickup as far as getting somebody on the cornerback that can play outside.
Absolutely, man. Brantley is one of the top corners in the portal, and he's a 1 year. He's a senior, so he's a 1 year, one and done. So those guys are coming to prove something. He'll be inserted into a young secondary room. Like the room is young. OJ is young. The safeties will be young. Zay is young. Even the transfer, the kid from Poiser, from Jacksonville State, he's young.
Yeah,
I think he's a sophomore. He'll be a sophomore coming up. This guy Brantley, man, he'll be a well needed addition to that room. We also got a D tackle from Louisiana Tech who is a beast, David Blay.
Yeah.
David Blay. Yeah, he's a senior as well. I believe he was the defensive player of the year in that conference.
Okay.
Or no, he was first team all conference.
Okay.
Yeah, first team all conference, man. 13 tackles for loss, 5 sacks in 11 games.
5 sacks from a defensive tackle. That's
crazy, man.
That's pretty impressive.
And that was as a freshman. He did that as a freshman.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, he was first team all conference USA. The time they played, a big time opponent, they played Arkansas. He had 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and a sack against Arkansas. And he was just wrecking havoc. Like I watched that game yesterday, and he was just
Arkansas against
the
Arkansas.
Arkansas game. Yeah,
he was
crazy, man. And like they couldn't block him. They couldn't block him, and that's definitely a position of need. And if you look at the offers he had, Florida State, Illinois, Oklahoma, USC, everybody was trying to get him.
Yeah.
So let's not forget about did we talk about? No, we talked about CJ last show.
Last one, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the receiver. Look, it's picking up, y'all. It's picking up. There's people in the playoffs that they have time to jump in the portal. There's a certain corner at Wisconsin who wants to jump in the portal, but for some reason there are some issues with his paperwork or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. I mean, I'm hearing there were rumors of some violations. Now, whether or not it's from Miami side, whether or not it's from Wisconsin side, it could be from somewhere else. But there's been rumors of some type of violation, which is why Wisconsin didn't finalize his entry in. But regardless, I was doing a little bit of a research, and the school has 48 hours to process it, which gives them the time to get everything in. And if for some reason that doesn't happen, barring no violations, then that player is essentially free to contact other schools. Other schools are free to contact him. But then, the program then faces some type of, ramifications for that, whether it be a fine, whether it be, some type of restrictions on recruiting. So, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that's still up in the air right now, what's going to come of that. But, from our point of view, I think we're all pretty set in saying that it's going to happen, and he's going to be Miami bound before it's all said and done.
Yeah,
if that's the case, that's a huge addition.
If he jumps in the portal, because he's not in yet officially
correct,
in there yet. Again, like you said, that'll be another position of need, and that kind of shores up that cornerback room. It definitely shows up the cornerback room. I would like one more safety, but the two corners definitely shows up the cornerback room.
Yeah,
definitely. If we're able to get the second corner. And if you guys don't know, that's Xavier Lucas we're talking about out of Wisconsin. He's from Florida. Pope, what do you think we need out the portal left? We got, let's say we get two corners, we have a safety, we got a receiver, we got a DT.
Yep.
What's left for you in your
opinion? For me, I think, like you said, I would like to see one more safety, just to add even more depth to that room. Just looking back on it from this year, we didn't have the depth that we needed.
Yeah.
I would like to see another safety added. I'd like to see another D tackle, just because of rotating guys in and out like we've seen that they like to do. I think getting another one of those, shores up that position group even more. Yeah. And I would like to see at least one more receiver. You can never, because what are we looking at now as far as receivers go?
So
5.
It looks like 6 with CJ, right? I think
6 with CJ.
Joe Nycar,
Chance,
going Chance, CJ,
Ray.
Who?
Ray.
Jeez, we're forgetting somebody.
We are. Who we forgetting, chat? Let us know.
Yeah, for real. Damn. Terrible.
Yeah, the bourbon's taking over now. I'm sipping on a little Buffalo Trace this evening, so
yeah, I can't even.
Sometimes you get a little foggy.
Yeah, so let's say 6. Yeah, we would definitely need one. Oh, we got Shamar Kirk still in the room.
Shamar
Kirk has.
I guess Shamar. Thanks, Flo.
Right.
Technically, Sam Brown.
Sam Brown still, hasn't declared or anything.
Yeah, so definitely another receiver for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I know there's a few on their radar, whether or not
Dalen Upshaw and the young guys, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Dalen Upshaw, Malley, and Moore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that's a good haul. But then if you break it down, like on the outside, who you got? Yeah. CJ, JoJo, maybe Nycar, maybe Chance on the outside.
Yeah.
And then your slots would be Ray, Malley, and Moore.
Moore would be, I think, on the outside, yeah.
Yeah. Then you got Dalen Upshaw, Malley, Ray, in the slots.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about a tight end? You think we need another tight end?
I mean, I'm good with the tight end room, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, losing Riley was a little bit of hit to the depth, but I think everybody's on board with Lofton. We got
Jackson Carver.
Jackson Carver, he's a big dude. He can be that blocking tight end. And then we
got the young boys coming in.
We had 2 come in this class that are now. Who is it? Brock Schott? He's a
receiver.
He could
receiving tight end.
Yeah, he could be one. I can see him along the lines of like a Will Mallory, coming in early, being that type of tight end. Can block, but he's more of the receiving type. And then who was the other one? Luca Gilbert, is that his name?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I think we're good there.
Okay.
As far as tight end goes. Now the big one, and I think the most controversial one along a lot of people is quarterback.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I still think we need a 4th quarterback because we only have 3 scholarship quarterbacks, Yeah. I still think we need another one. And, of course, missing out on Mateer was huge, but we still need a 4th guy. And listen, I like Emory. I think he's perfectly capable of handling things. I mean, look at the broad spectrum of the college landscape as far as quarterback goes. Mm-hmm. You have your very few elite quarterbacks.
Sure.
Like your Cam
Ward.
Very
few Cam Wards.
Your Cam Wards, your Shedeur Sanders, even your Jackson Darts, guys that are above the rest of the group. But the vast majority of them, you have capable and competent quarterbacks that can carry an offense and get stuff done. And I think the biggest thing is putting in pieces around them to be able to be successful. And I think with Emory, I think we have that. I have no issues with Emory whatsoever. And I think what a lot of people need to do is you got to pull away from, the Cam Ward comparison. There's never going to be another Cam Ward, as long as we're watching football in my perspective. You're not going to get Cam 2.0. Yeah. The closest you were going to get was Mateer, but he's not coming here. So we got to completely throw that out the window.
Yeah.
But with Emory going forward, I'm fully confident in Emory, but I think what is needed is a certain level of competition to be able to push each other. Yeah. And if anybody's played any type of competitive sports, if you got that guy nipping at your heels, that's going to want to push you to do better to be able to win the job. Yeah. And I think he right now he's several steps above Judd in my book. I've never seen anything that Judd has put on the field. I think I got more snaps at quarterback than Judd does at this point. And we've all seen what Luke, what Nickel can do at the high school level.
Yeah.
Kid's phenomenal. Yeah. Now, the biggest thing is with him coming in is how well does he adapt to the college landscape, the college game, the speed of the game, being able to pick up the playbook and be able to control the offense. Emory has now 2 years in this system. So he's, as far as knowing the offense and the ins and outs of it, he's far above where Luke could be. Now, what Luke brings to the table, though, is a level of athleticism that I think puts him above Emory in that category. Sure. I think the arm talents both are there. I think he can make every throw that Emory can make. And he might have just a little bit of a stronger arm than Emory. It's just going to come down to, how fast he can pick up the offense and be able to work in the college game. So I think you definitely need to bring in at least one more to be able to push that room and to be able to make it a competition and just be able to make each other better. Now, who that 4th person is, I have no clue. So,
yeah, I think at this point you may bring in a grad transfer that is going to compete. Of course, that's not going to command a lot of NIL dollars, not going to command a lot of attention. Doesn't need to, I need to be here to improve my draft stock. Someone that's going to come in and compete, that has a lot of experience, that can just help out the room and also push, because I think at this point, man, it's just a battle now. You have spring, hopefully you get as far as the bowl game goes, I let Cam play for a half, maybe even a quarter, man. And then it's time. It's time to move forward. I understand, the competition, what he wants to do and everything, but I think it's time to get the young guys in there, man, and let's see what we have for 25. So I think you bring in a young guy, a grad transfer, somebody of that nature, man, and let them compete, man, and let Luke compete. Let them all compete. Throw them in there. Let them get reps with the ones, with the twos, and we'll see who comes out in the summer. We'll see. We'll see who comes out with it, man. Because like you said, Luke, Luke played in Georgia, the highest level in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He played a national schedule. He went to Florida and killed it.
Yeah.
Luke is battle tested, man. So
for sure.
The pressure, the crowds, and all that. That's not gonna get to him.
No.
So I think he's ready to compete. And Emory has the snaps. Emory's been in big games. He came in and played Clemson. He came in and played Florida State. So as far as the athleticism and what we just saw from Cam Ward, no, obviously not. But Luke is going to control the game. He's not going to make, mistakes. He's going to go where he needs to go with the ball. He's going to command the offense, man. And that's just what it is. So
I think you meant Emory, right?
Emory. I'm sorry. Yeah, Emory. Did I say Luke? Emory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Yes, definitely. Emory. So yeah, man. I've gone back and forth, but I'm comfortable with whoever. Really. I'm comfortable with Emory. I'm comfortable with if you choose to bring somebody else in. I'm comfortable, man. Just let's get it going, man. That's all.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Go through some Charles. What's up, brother? None of the QBs in new places are going to deliver a number one offense in America like Cam did. Right. We have to get like Cam is gone. Cam is out of here. He did what he did. we knew we had him for a season.
Yeah.
We knew, what we had to do. So, we appreciate what he did. We appreciate this was the most excitement we've had since 2017. Let's keep it above. Absolutely. So everybody hates Polk Radio. All right. How you doing, brother? Y'all want to bring an experience every year and our recruits never get experience. No, it's not that we want to bring in experience every year, but you do need to bring in depth. You have to have that. There's no ways about it. You have to bring in depth. So if you bring in a couple of receivers, that's going to get you quality depth, then you do that. It's not, we definitely want to see the young guys play. We definitely think it's time. If you recruit these young guys and you get a chance to develop them, you definitely want to see them play. It's not that we want to bring in experience, but you have to have quality depth at each position. You have to. And it makes sense to bring in those guys.
No, and 100%. And you need to bring in experience for those young guys. I mean, not only is it helping your team, but it's helping those younger guys who haven't been at that level yet, who haven't played, gain experience in that way. And watching these guys that have experience, knowing how to handle the ins and outs of the game, knowing how to handle the day-to-day of being a college athlete playing football, because you're coming from high school, you're coming straight into the college scene. Some of them might not know exactly what's going on or how to carry themselves. And having that type of experience just helps them to improve that much more. But it also shows them, if you're bringing in the right type of veteran players, it shows them how to work as a freshman, as a kid that doesn't have as much experience, and they can learn from the examples they can set. Now, if you're bringing in a guy that has experience but carries himself completely opposite of what you're wanting to accomplish as a team and as a player, then then that's not going to do any good at all. All it's going to do is have them with a setback. But I think that's why a lot goes into what guys we bring into the program that can contribute not both on the field but also off the field, and in showing these younger guys how to carry out the day-to-day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're learning by example. They're setting an example of being a veteran player to show these younger kids how to, handle the game and how to play and how to practice. It all goes into the evaluation.
Yeah, and I don't think the staff has any issues, man, with playing young guys. They've showed it. CeCe played. Ruben Bain played young as a freshman. Running back Jordan Lau played as a freshman. Lofton has played as a freshman. Zaquan has plenty of snaps as a freshman. If guys weren't injured, if Ryan Mack wasn't nicked up, I'm sure he would have played plenty. OJ played plenty as a freshman, man. So, there's guys who are ready to play and ready to contribute. They're gonna play, so, but you have to have a good mix, of veteran people with snaps and the young guys. Vito, I read somewhere that Mendoza said he would come here to compete against it. Yeah, we read that too. And we were talking about it. And if that's the case, I definitely wouldn't have a problem bringing him in. If he's saying, hey, I want to come, I don't need, a guaranteed spot. I just want to come and compete. No problem. Bring him in. He's definitely battle tested. He definitely has a lot of snaps. So I would love to bring in Fernando Mendoza. Show boy, what's going on? We don't know that. Cam went 5-7-7-5. Manny didn't foresee Cam doing what he did here. Minnie didn't foresee Cam doing what he did here. You get the right guys surround him with weapons, and you never know what will happen. Absolutely. I agree. It could be anybody at the helm who give me somebody at the helm. It's either or, right? So you either have a Cam Ward type of guy, man, a gunslinger who's athletic and who knows what he's doing. He's a hard worker. He's in the film room. Or you give me a guy who's hard working in the film room, doesn't have the athletic ability, may not have the cannon arm, but he doesn't make mistakes. He commands the offense. We have a strong running game and we have a strong O-line. So he's going to kill you in the play action game. Give me that. I'm cool with that as well. There's different ways to skin a cat, right? So we could bring in that, or we can let, Emery cook. I'm good with either or, man. Kane forever. We need two QBs. I don't want to hear that narrative if Emery or whoever starts gets hurt, or they're not a playoff team if their star QB gets injured. 2 QBs. Okay. You got to have somebody who's willing to sit on the bench, man. I think we need Keon Jenkins, the QB from FIU. Yeah, Jay, I like him. I like the kid from FIU, but I think he's young, right? I think he's like a sophomore, so I don't know. I mean, I guess that will, increase the competition in the room if you bring him in. So if he's willing to compete and understands that if he doesn't win out, but we're in the era, man. We're in the transfer portal era. You bring him in, he doesn't win out. You think he's not going to transfer? And that goes to, that can go to Emery as well, or whoever. You bring in a QB, Emery might be like, listen, I got a couple years left. I got to get out of here. So you got to be careful with that. One more.
If we're talking about guys we want to bring in at quarterback,
right?
There's one for sure that I would love to bring in. If y'all haven't watched Josh Hoover at TCU, y'all missing out for real.
Yeah, if he jump in the portal,
oh buddy, That's one that.
Yeah.
And
Eldridge.
he could, potentially have him for 2 years. But then, that just goes back to the point where, we bring in a guy, we could lose a guy. That's 100% in the realm of possibility. Because we also have the spring portal window too. You're going to see guys jump in after the spring. You got guys coming in. It's like, oh well, I didn't win the spot here, so let me jump in and see if I can, get a spot at another place. Or, like you were saying, teams and schools that bring in guys from the portal that beat out the guys that were already there. You're going to see those guys jump in. You could see guys that jumped in the portal this window, get in spring, go through spring, and be like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have come here," and then want to jump right back in the portal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Eldridge, what's the difference between when your teal green played and now your teal green? The wide receivers are more advanced these days. Yep. What happened to the next man up? This is just different football. It's like, yeah, we have to understand where we're at, man. Like reality. I know what we want and what we're used to seeing, but the reality is players can leave every single year. Players can leave in the spring portal window. Like you could have a guy sign and then in the spring they can leave. Like that's just the reality, man. So it's not the days of somebody sitting for 2 years, 3 years and waiting their turn. That's over. Like, that's over. That's over. Teams are reaching out to people to get them to transfer. It's over, man. That's over.
Yeah, and it might not necessarily be. It could be a relationship with a guy on another team that he has with a guy on another team, and they're going to their players and say, "Hey, go talk to so and so on this with this school, and put the bug in his ear, get him to jump in and come over here. We got a spot for him." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It could be as easy as that, as easy as something like that.
There's so many, yeah, man, definitely. Big Steve, Miami will not be a playoff team next season with Emory. Okay, that's a thought.
That is,
you know what I mean?
100% could be true. We weren't a playoff team this year with Cam, so I mean,
right.
Right. Should now should we have been 100%? We should have been, but we weren't.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. You think Riley Williams went to the portal due to Jason Taylor's son contemplating coming here? Nah, absolutely not. Fire Marine. I think he's, the word around town is that he wants to get closer to home.
Yeah.
He's from the Pacific Northwest area, so I think he just wants to, get closer to home. All right. Enough of that portal stuff for now. Listen, Poke, you watched the games this weekend, right?
Yeah, I watched them the other day.
You watched the beatings, right?
I watched the beatings.
The beatings.
For sure.
So watching the games, obviously, Miami didn't do what they needed to do to get to the playoff. But watching the games yesterday, do you think Miami should have been in the playoff?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So you think things would have been different? Let's say Miami played Texas.
It might not have had the same outcome. No, but it could have been the same outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we were to be us instead of Indiana, I think that would have been a much more of a game.
Indiana played. Who did Indiana play? Penn State? No. SMU played Penn State. Ooh.
Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. All right. So either or. So let's say we replaced SMU or we replaced Indiana. So Miami versus Notre Dame, which we will see next year. Yep. We will see to open the season.
Game one.
Game one. So Miami versus Indiana in the bowl game. You think Miami goes to South Bend and in the snow, in the
in the frigid temperatures.
Yeah, and puts up a better fight than Indiana.
I think so.
Yeah,
100%. I think so. I mean, you can't leave the number. It was just the number one offense in the country, the best quarterback in the country, going up there to play Notre Dame. Yeah, it was going to be a challenge regardless, just because of the weather. And as much as one of the people say it's like, oh, it's just weather, you can, but no, you can't take a team full of mostly Florida kids and go play in 25-degree weather and expect the same outcome as you would playing down south in 75, 80-degree weather. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But do I think we put a better product out there on the field? 100%. Now, as far as our defense goes, though, I don't know if it might end up being a boat race, and we fall short at the end just because of the track history with how our defense had been playing at the end of the season. That's a different story, but I think it's a much better game than what was out there.
Yeah, I think a few things travel, right? So a run game, O-line, D-line always travels. So in that cold weather, our run game and our O-line would have been the same as it always is.
Right.
So I think that would have been, a reason why it would have been a better game, simply because of the lines of scrimmage. And then you have a quarterback who's, Cam Ward. So
right, exactly.
But coulda, woulda, shouldas. I can't stand hypotheticals.
No, because you can go either way with it. It's hard.
You can go either way, man. But it was ugly yesterday. Like
it was.
The SMU, man, I was hoping that they would put up some type of fight. I was hoping, man, but oh gosh.
No, Jennings just couldn't put up with the pressure, I don't think. And the noise and the crowd and being at Penn State playing up there, I just think he was a little out of his element, to say the least. I don't think he was ready for all that.
Yeah, that was gross. That was gross. Clemson put up a little bit of a fight. You could tell Clemson, has been there before. I do think Texas offense. I do think Sark did some things that, in some key situations, that kind of kept it closer than it should have been.
Yeah, but
Clemson put up a fight, though.
Hey, we're just so you heads up, we're gonna have an impromptu guest jumping on here shortly. So when you see him pop in, just don't be surprised.
Okay. All right. Yeah. With that being said, let's hit the little Kingswear commercial, and we'll be right back with you.
Welcome to Kingswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Kingswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Kingswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hey, Kingswear, man. Love it there. Brett and Jeff, man, always look out.
Yes, sir.
All the gear from Kingswear.
All the gear. Phenomenal customer service. You can't go wrong.
Kingswear. All the time. All right. Give me a minute. Looks like we got somebody in here.
Who could that be?
What up?
Look at this guy.
Hey, brother.
What up?
What's going on, G?
Oh, man. It's Christmas time, bro. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, I see that, man. I see it.
It's
what's going on? Yeah, man. I know you're gonna be in Orlando.
That's the plan.
Right? Yeah, I know you're gonna be in Orlando. What you think? What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is the best course of action for that game? Like, do you think you play Cam and the older guys for like a half, and then you go to the young guys, or do you play Cam the whole game and ride it out?
So, from my understanding, there's a couple of people who've already opted out, right? I mean, I don't know if it's been released yet, but there's some people who've already opted out.
Yep.
If I'm Cam, I'm trying to play that first series, get that first tutty, get that record, and shut it down, right?
Yeah,
because obviously your name is going to be, at least written down for another year or two in that record book, right? So if I'm Cam, listen, you rode all year with your team. You came to Miami for a reason, right? You came to play. You came to win games. It's the first time since, I believe, 2003 to win 11 games. You take that opportunity. I don't think Iowa State's going to be a pushover by no means. I think what they showed in the Big 12 championship game against Arizona State isn't who they really are. But I think now with what you have lost, this is an opportunity to finally see some cats, right? JoJo, Nikar, maybe Shamir Kirk, Jacoby hopefully has a field day because he's really your only receiver. Again, not sure if X is playing or not. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I don't think he's going to play.
Nope, X is out. Isaiah Horton's gone. So really you got Jacoby, and then you have a bunch of young guys. And again, I don't really, and this is no knock, and guys, please, this is no knock on 5, but he hasn't showed me nothing in 2 years. I think you have to move on from that, right? Let me see what Nikar can give you in that slot position, and let me see what JoJo gives you. I think you're going to get a heavy dose of Martinez and Fletch. You got to win this game for multiple reasons. For recruiting reasons, you got to win 11 games. You got to keep a class intact. You got to kind of move forward. You got to show momentum going into next year, right? Again, you haven't won a bowl game since 2016 in the same stadium that you're going into, right?
Same stadium, yep.
So, there's multiple reasons why you have to win this game, guys. And I think you have all the talent, and I think you have the people to win this game. I don't think talent-wise, Iowa State doesn't match up with Miami. Now, what happens on the defensive side of the ball? Let me ask you guys that. What happens on the defensive side of the ball? Where do we make corrections at? Because the last multiple weeks of the season, where's our pass rush been?
Right.
Where's Bain at? To me, if you want to just, call it like it is, where has 4 been? Where's all that hype? You haven't really seen that. Now, is it his injury? Is it nagging? Is it lingering? But again, what about Tyler Barron? What happened to Barron? Where did he go?
Right.
I don't know. Our linebackers are out of place. There's no communication from the linebackers to the secondary. Secondaries are getting torched. I can't blame a true freshman out there, but you're playing D1 ball, man. You got to play that. Joe and Polk and Ben, I call you Polk. Ben, you guys have been around and you've understand our team long enough. We've seen great teams. One thing that has been disheartening for me, and I've said this from the beginning of the season, is where is our safeties going to be? You lose Cam, you lose James, and where have our safeties been? I don't care if it's 7, I don't care if it's 15, I don't care if it's 20, I don't care who else you throw back there. You look at the Syracuse game, and I'm just going to use that Syracuse game. There was multiple opportunities for picks. And their safeties are out there nowhere to be found. Nowhere. And when have you known the University of Miami to not have safeties?
Right. That kind of sums it up right there. When have we not had a dude back there? You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. So I think because listen, Iowa State is no slouch, like you said. They've got a good quarterback. They have a 1,000-yard receiver. And we're going to have to put pressure on them regardless. And where is that going to come from? Like you said, where has Bain from last year been? He hasn't been there this year. Yeah, he was injured for a little while. You said, is this still nagging? Where's the pressure from Barron? He just kind of fell off. Where's the pressure from the middle? It's going to have to come down to, and we've said it for, I don't know, pretty much the whole season, the communication aspect behind it. Who's talking to who? Who's covering where? Where's the disengagement coming from? Am I supposed to be over the top and you take the guy going deep? Am I supposed to come down in and fill a gap while you cover this area? I don't know. I think if they can get the communication on par, and it's been a struggle the whole year, it's not going to be an issue. We've seen when they've communicated. I mean, I go back to the Wake Forest game. That was probably one of the better defensive games we've had since the first game of the season.
I'm just so you want to throw the Wake Forest game out there. I can recall like the first series, there was a busted coverage. Your buddy went for 7 real quick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, and
you're
again,
not wrong. You're not wrong.
And again, I think you're going to get better and you're going to win based on caliber of talent, over scheme sometimes, right?
For sure.
But Joe, like, it just seems like is it Guidry? Is it his scheme, or is it the players, or is it lack of focus, lack of attention? There's got to be a disconnect somewhere, and where does that disconnect come from, right? You're talking about a Hall of Famer and Jason Taylor, like covering the edges, right? You got Coach Jay on the defensive line. You got Guidry who runs stuff. You got, Chevis over there running the DBs. Where is the disconnect? Is it the players? Let me ask you this in a more simple terms. Is it just NIL? Because I feel like Zero shouldn't have been playing as much as he played, but I felt like maybe they paid him money enough money in NIL to where they had to play him. Just again, that's my thought on it. I could be completely wrong, but you telling me I would rather see 20 back there. I'd rather see Patterson out there as a true freshman making mistakes, but learning from the mistakes in order to get better. Cam Kitchen played as a freshman. He made a couple mistakes, but look what he turned out to be, right? James Williams did the same thing. Ed Reed did the same thing. Back in 97, them guys were doo-doo, but they learned the game when they played and got better. So you can't tell me that Zero was better than 20, or we're just completely missing on these recruits.
Yeah, it's difficult to know what's really going on without being in the building like that, without being at practice, without being in the meeting rooms. It's difficult to know what's going on. What we do see, though, is basic things getting messed up, right? Tackling, angles to the ball, outside contain communication, those basic things we're seeing just not being done correctly. So I don't know, man. It's obviously a combination of everything, right? The coaching staff has to teach. They're teachers. They have to teach, man. I listen to, Coach Hayes all the time says that, man. You're a teacher. As a coach, you're just a teacher. So you have to be able to teach what you want. And it's just not like number 0. You pointed out number 0. Number 0 was a good, like, you saw the film when he came in. I'm sure we were all excited about number 0, right? Mm-hmm. Number 0 played on a championship Washington, a playoff team. Like, he was in a championship game a year before he came in. Like, I don't know where the disconnect. It seems like there's a lot of things going on with the disconnect. As far as the pass rush, it's hard to rush the passer when the quarterback can take a 3-step drop and get rid of the ball easily. Like, he's not spending time back there. The quarterback's getting rid of the ball in 2 seconds, less than 3 seconds. It's hard to get a pass rush like that.
Okay.
So man.
So let me go back. You mentioned a key word a couple minutes ago was containment, right? Listen, I coach 7-year-old flag football. My outside guys know to go 7 yards and turn. Nothing gets on the outside of them. That is basic 101. Your D-line or DN coach doesn't have to teach. Go up the field, nothing gets on the outside of you. Yep. But again, it's assignment football. I go back to the Georgia Tech game. I look at Chase Smith. I look at other people who, when their ends are crashing in, that is not your responsibility. Your job is to go 5 yards up the field and turn where nobody gets on the side of you. But again, you get selfish, you get eager, you get hungry to try to make a play to try to help your team. But in the long run, you're hurting your team, right? Yeah. Now, you're talking about a 3-step drop and the ball getting out quick, whether it's a slant, whether it's an out route. Where is our defensive line at least getting – how many batted balls do we have on the year? How many balls have we knocked down? We don't even get our hands up. You know
I
what
don't
I
even
mean?
think it was 10.
You could probably count them on one hand if you really wanted to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know if it's just bad technique. I definitely don't want to say it's bad players, because the players that we have, like even Mez, like, even Mesidor, like his freshman year, like before he got hurt, like he was a phenomenal like defensive end, and all of a sudden he kind of fell off. So I don't know, guys. Like, something's got to happen. Obviously, look, they got a couple guys in the portal the last couple of days, right? People are really high on the guy from Louisiana Tech. Like, obviously, Polk, you're in the chat, and you saw what I wrote. Like, this is what we're getting happy about. And no knock on the individual, but we're getting happy because we're getting a defensive lineman from Louisiana Tech. Like, I could see if you're talking about you getting a stud from Georgia, from Texas, from Alabama. Like, we're not getting those portal guys. Let's see what happens with Brantley, the cornerback out of Michigan State, right? I tell people all the time, everybody was up in arms, all excited about C.J. Daniels coming from LSU. What did he do at LSU? If he can come in and produce kind of what Rambo did when he came in from Oklahoma, I'm sold on that.
Right.
Or if you can come in and do like a KJ Osborne from Buffalo, I'm sold on that. But, Sam Brown, he had a decent season. I'd give him maybe a C+, B- overall grade, but he didn't wow me. He had a really good catch in a run against South Florida, maybe one against Louisville. But other than that, I really didn't see much from him, like.
Yeah, I don't think I hear what you're saying as far as the stud, not getting just another guy, not getting any Jags, right? You don't want just another guy. I don't think where you came from is the end all be all, because
look at Cam. Look at Cam, right?
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of instances where you came from.
But I gotta see progression. I gotta see
absolutely.
Let me use the right word, Joe, and you're gonna understand. And Poke, I need to see dogs. Like, where are the dogs? Where are the Jerome? You want to talk about D-line? Like, these kids need to come in and watch film of Jerome Brown, of Russell Maryland, of Cortez Kennedy, of Vince Wilfork, of Warren Sapp, even Gerald Willis. Like, show me guys that have that dog in them that want to get to that quarterback. And I just don't see it right now.
Yeah.
No,
go ahead, Pope. My bad.
No, it's the landscape's a lot different than it used to be then. And I 100% get what you're saying, Co. And I agree with you to a certain degree. Where I think where the disconnect comes in is now you have those guys back then, phenomenal players, and we saw what they became. But they were kind of playing for a different reason. They were playing to get noticed, to get to the league. You have kids nowadays that are coming in
making NFL money.
Not exactly, not all of them, but there's going to be those kids that are coming in and they're playing for me. They want to play, and they're not necessarily maybe trying to overwhelm somebody or be at the top of the list to get to the league, because they're already making money doing what they're doing. So I don't think as much motivation is there as it was back then with those guys that you named.
Well, back then you didn't have social media to kind of pump you up.
Right?
Those
exactly.
guys, and the guys that I named, you're talking about guys who and we can name a plethora of other guys. They went out on Green Tree and they earned that. They worked for it, right? Like today's kids, they don't want to work for anything. It's
they want to put it in their NIL contract to say, hey, I'm going to be a starter day one, and I'm going to get this many snaps, and I'm going to play this many downs, and I'm going to come in here. You're talking
about the guy, the linebacker from Florida, who pretty much in his contract, I'm just saying, like, I need a guaranteed starting spot. I need,
whether that was real or not, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, the landscape of college football has got to change. And no disrespect to the college football playoff, committee, but what you just showed us this last weekend was a joke. SMU going to Penn State. And I think SMU actually probably could have won that game if they started the game the right way, not the turnovers, because they actually played really good ball that first quarter. They had an opportunity.
Killed them that game.
Yeah, man. But that's the problem, right? You get in big games, and look what happened, right? You create turnovers. But every game, Indiana, I don't think Indiana should have been in there. Like, if anything, and I'm not just being a homer, put Alabama against Notre Dame right there. That's a whole different ball game.
Shit, put us against Notre Dame.
I would look. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you want to be the first team in,
woulda, shoulda.
but it's not, right? And again, you got no one to blame but yourself.
Woulda, shoulda, yep.
You got no one to blame. You got no one to blame but yourself. And now look, you got an opportunity. Go get some frosted Pop-Tarts. Get some strawberry frosting. Listen, make it happen, man. Go get 11 wins.
Hey, I picked up some Pop-Tarts today at Publix. They're 2 for $5. I got me some Boston cream and some hot fudge sundae. So I'm going to enjoy the hell out of them.
Never. So, Joe, what's your favorite Pop-Tart?
Me either.
Frosted strawberry, brother.
Frosted strawberry. That's why
I got 2. None of that, all that
Frosted
other
strawberry is
stuff.
good. That's the goat right there.
To me, like the brown sugar cinnamon is like money, bro.
Yeah,
that's solid. That's solid. Now the s'mores, though. The s'mores.
Yeah, she likes those too.
So, Joe, you come to Orlando or no?
Oh yeah, baby, we'll be out there, man.
Where you guys sitting at?
Benny, yeah, I'll be there.
I don't know.
Where you guys sitting at? Do you know?
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
West corner. It's on our sideline.
Are you in the end zone or sideline?
No, it's the corner end zone.
117, 116, 117.
Yeah, but it's in the next level up.
Oh, you're in like the P level or whatever.
That middle level. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think did I add it to my wallet yet? I don't know. I'll let you know. I'm sure I'll see you there. Are you on the field? Where are you at?
He's on the sideline. He's on
sideline, right?
No,
he is sitting on the bench, right next to Cam and them.
No, I am in 119, right in the end zone.
Okay, so yeah, we're right above you then.
Okay, yeah, I'm in 119, row A or something like that.
Yeah, I told Joe earlier we're bringing some brand new Canes fans with us to the game, so it'll be a good time. See, my wife's best friend. She's never been to a college football game, period. This will be her first game ever. And then my wife's childhood friend and daughter just became Canes fans this year. They never had really a college team they followed or anything like that, and they started watching a couple Hurricanes games. And she texted my wife, was like, "Hey, Cam Ward's really good. I like this Hurricanes team. I think we're going to be Canes fans." So, like,
jeez,
come on. Just be ready for what comes with it.
Oh, no, facts, man. Facts.
Yeah. Oh, you renewing your season tickets? I saw you talking about them, brother.
So
that's a point of contention with Co right now.
No, I'm definitely renewing. I just reading some of the comments. Someone said I sound frustrated. Bro, you have no idea. Like, I'm just
you don't know Co if you think he sounds frustrated.
Oh man, like, listen, I'm one of the most positive people you'll ever meet, but like sometimes it just is to be like what are we doing, man?
But we can't, hold on real quick. A couple years ago, the defense was so solid, man.
Facts.
So solid. Like,
right.
Even without the the depth and the pieces, Guidry made that thing work.
That's what got him the extension. That's what got him the extension.
I think the big difference is, like Cole said, the safeties. You don't have any erasers back there. You had an eraser.
You got no fear. Like the offense, like the opposing offenses had no fear of our secondary. You know, I mean, look, I think DP got exposed at South Florida, and everybody's taking advantage of that all year, right? Damari Brown being out most of the season, I think hurts really, really, a lot because he's a big body. He can come up and run support, good tackler, and again, but you just had nobody on the back end who can cover ground, who can make a play. I mean, so Mish got the one, pick six against Wake, on the little jump, the jump route that he took over. But like other than that, I didn't see much from the secondary at all. So going back to your question, Joe, I am going to renew. I have multiple seats, right? I have multiple seats in the stadium. I'm definitely renewing my seats that I have at the tunnel, right there in row 1. And then I'm definitely not renewing my seats that are down on the field. They wanted to do a 40% increase.
Right.
You're talking going from like 12, and listen, I don't mind saying it cost me like $12,000 to sit down there a year. Plus they hit you with a premium seat donation fee.
Yeah.
Now,
you're
just giving them extra money. And then they wanted to go up to like $18,000, and I'm like, there's no way, bro. And then I kind of inquired about it, well, we're not grandfathering prices anymore. So literally, someone who's been a season ticket holder for over 26 years consecutive, you're treating me like somebody who's coming in 2025 and being like, okay, here's your price.
Right.
Like, nah, man, I'm done with that.
That's crazy.
And listen, they have this thing called Athletic Directors Society, which is, another donation type thing. like chances are I'm probably opting out of that too, man. Like I'm not giving these guys this money. Like for what?
Yeah.
And obviously you saw one of my first tweets. Like, stop taking these guys out for steak and lobster. Like, these kids don't care about that dinner, man. But like, what I would love to know what the recruiting budget is, because it's just not the individual going. It's their families, it's their cousins, it's 27 guys on staff for one guy. You know what I mean? You going out for one guy, a Prime 112, a Rusty Pelican, you're dropping, 30, 40 grand. Like, I'm not doing that, man. I would much rather buy a couple seats in the club level for, whatever, $9,000 a seat. And I would travel, man. I'll go to all road games. I mean, I do it anyway, but I'll save more money and I'll be able to do more stuff. I feel like Miami's going to lose a bunch of season ticket holders going into next season. And then what happens? So, again, we have 8 games next year. I get that. We get the extra game.
A couple extra games. Yeah.
We get an extra game. Well, yeah, but I'm saying normally you have 6 or 7 on a random, but you're going to have, you have 8 games next year. So the following year, when you have 7 games, are you lowering the prices?
Right.
No.
Probably not.
And then what happens if you're 8-4 next year? Because you very easily could be 8-4, 7-5. Like, you have no idea how your quarterback situation is going to pan out.
Right.
Again, Martinez leaves. Okay, now you're back with you got Fletch for another year. You're going to have Jordan Lyle. You're going to get Pringle. But again, like, who's your offense next year? Okay, you have C.J. Daniels. You're going to lose Arroyo. You lost Riley Williams. Who's your tight end? Jackson Carver? Those are the things that I'm looking at, right? Lofton. But again, he's, bro, what is he? 5'9", 5'10", 5'11"? You know what I mean? Like,
he's at least 6'2". Come on.
Bro, he's not that tall.
Yeah.
No way. I'm next to him, bro, and I'm taller than him. And I'm only 6'0". I don't see him being 6'2". But I'm telling you, look at someone like, you tell me physically statured Arroyo or Riley Williams or Lofton.
No, I get that.
I'm just saying,
the 2 guys who came in are big dudes, though.
Again, you're young, man. Like, that's the biggest thing. You're young.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to come a point in time where you have to see what the young guys can do. I mean,
and why did you do it this year, right? You look at Jeremiah.
No, 100%. And I get, we had that whole discussion about bringing in guys that are veterans that have experience, so the guys that are young can learn from. But at the same time, you're gonna have to put guys out there to see what they can do. You're gonna have to.
So I'm in P section P13.
Okay.
So I don't even know what that's at, but
P13. Tell you right now.
But yeah, we'll be out there, man. Everybody in the chat, listen. We appreciate you coming through. We got a game Saturday.
What time are you guys getting in?
I'm driving in from Tampa, so whenever I get there, man, hopefully I get there a little early, around noon, and just kick it out there.
We're planning on being there when the parking opens at 10:30.
You guys know where you're parking at yet? I see you, Joe. I see where P13 is.
Is it over by y'all?
So you're literally looking right down on the back of the end zone.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and I'm in P15.
Oh, so you're right next to him.
Right in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. So it goes P13, then P15, and then 17. It goes in deuces. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, we'll be there. We'll be there probably when the gates open, or when the parking opens at 10:30. I know my wife wants to be there they have all the the fan zone stuff they have at the bowl games and all that stuff, and we want the people that are coming with us, we want them to get to be able to experience a lot of that stuff too. So.
It's supposed to rain on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I saw, man.
Supposed to rain on Saturday. I don't know what time, but it's supposed to rain.
Hopefully,
I'm gonna run outside and do a rain dance real quick.
Yeah, hopefully it calms down. Hopefully that Florida thing happens where it rains for like 3 seconds and then it stops.
Well, it's looking like it's just going to be in the morning, so we might be all right.
I mean, I just mean it's going. Well, what's it give you temperature wise? Like low 60s,
78, something like that, right? It's
low
like 75.
Yeah.
Oh,
low
beautiful
70.
weather.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Listen, we played there in 2016. We beat West Virginia. Played in 19, lost to Florida. Played in 20 against Oklahoma State and lost. At some point, you have to win again, you go back to 13, you got smoked by Louisville with Teddy Bridgewater. Like it's like you played in 2008 in that stadium against Wisconsin. They got beat then too. Like at some point, you got to win in this stadium. I'm just saying.
We just got to. Yeah, we have to.
So, Joe, let me ask you this, though. What's your take? You think the offense, you think Cam plays the whole game? Or
no, I hope not. I don't want to see him play the whole game. I just want to see him a quarter or two, maybe up to halftime, and then get I want to see what Emory does. I want to see what Emory does, man. I want Emory. I would like Emory to play at least 3 quarters. So
have you guys ever got the chance to stand next to Judd Anderson?
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's 6'7", bro. Like
easy.
I would love to see him.
His whole family is big.
Yeah, I would love to see him got an opportunity to get some burn. You know what I mean? Look, and I think Emory is going to be that guy. And I was really high on Emory coming out of the Elite 11. I even had him rated higher than Rashada. I liked Emory back then. And, the grit and the heart that kid showed against FSU, that shows me like that he has that dog in him, right? But at the same time, people talk about, he beat Clemson. Like, you beat Clemson on a bunch of out routes. Like, you didn't stretch the field vertically. Your defense really won that game for you against Clemson.
And the running game.
And the running game, So at some point, I need to see, people talk about, the Florida State game. Like, all the defensive back had to do is knock the ball down the one Jacoby went like 70 yards on. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, again, Joe, what'd you say? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right?
Yeah,
So,
right.
But I got to see it.
But, I got to see it. You're right. Absolutely right. Yep. Definitely. Definitely. Cole, are you on this week at all?
No. So obviously when we do with Sirius is obviously we record for Slam, but they're out for school, so the kids don't have nothing to work on. Obviously, what we do is actually pretty cool too, because we record, we ship it to Slam, and then the kids that are in the broadcasting program, they get to cut it up, edit it, add stuff to it.
Nice.
So it's work for them, right? So
nice.
And then we screw with them a lot. Sometimes we don't take breaks.
Yeah. See, I didn't know y'all did that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So obviously, we're through Sirius XM, and again, it goes through Slam Radio, so they get an opportunity to sit and work on clips and cuts and edit all our stuff and try to weed out the curse words that we drop in, because it's a high school thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Listen, when we have guests on, like we as like hosts and stuff, we try to watch our vocabulary. There's sometimes, especially with like John Michaels, it's hard.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
It's hard.
Thanks.
But it's actually a cool gig because, the students get an opportunity to get credits and work on, their editing skills and stuff. Because, I mean, listen, for anybody who does radio, the people on the back end, man, it's a lot of work on them. The production crew, it's a lot, man. So it's not just like recording here live on YouTube or StreamYard or something like that and hitting click record and click end,
Right.
So.
What's the channel on Sirius?
Channel 145.
All right, 145. Everybody, check it out, man. We got 234 in the live. Check out the show. We won't be on. I think we may record something tomorrow and just put it out, but we're not gonna be on live Wednesday. That is Christmas Day. I'm driving down to Tampa that night, so we won't be on. We'll see y'all next Sunday, man. Well,
hey, got an idea. Obviously, we all have phones. If y'all wanted to do a show during pregame, like let me know. Like inside the stadium, if you guys want to do something, obviously we could, we could set it up where your section, and my section. We can do a little show right there, man.
Okay, so, we'll all be out there. Ben
inside the stadium.
Benny will be out there too, and he's in a different section from us. So
yeah.
Just an idea. You know what I mean? Just an idea.
Hell yeah. That'll be dope. That'll definitely be dope.
Because look, I go in.
It's not raining, man.
Yeah, because I always go in right when the gates open, right? So again, an hour and a half roughly before kickoff. But you get inside the stadium, you see pregame, you can start filming. You can kind of do a little quick half-hour show or something like that, man. Get those people who can't make it to the game, get them some pregame access and show them what's going on,
Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna try to get up and ride out, man. I heard the drive is gonna be hectic, man.
So, well, you're going to go 4, right?
4, yeah. I heard that should be. It's kind of hectic on 4. So
I'm
gonna try to get up early and get out.
You guys got a parking location yet or no?
Yeah.
No.
What lot you in?
Hold on, I'll pull it back up. Yeah, parking was ridiculous, bro.
Are you doing with the Canes United, or are you just doing
No, I found one through Ticketmaster actually.
lot 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Lot 2.
Yeah, so you're right across from the stadium. You're fine.
Yep. Yeah.
Couple $100.
No, actually, I got it for $55.
Facts.
So I was looking at them the whole time. Well, as soon as we got tickets, the first thing I looked at was like, all right, well, how much is parking going to be? Because when we went for the Florida game up there, was it 19?
I know. Yeah.
We parked in downtown, the whole, rode the shuttle thing in, did the whole thing. It took us 3.5 hours just to get out of the parking garage to go home.
Yeah.
Just the parking garage.
Yeah.
So we were like, we're not going to do that again. But then I started looking at the parking passes. They're going like 100, 120, 180. I'm like, oh my God. So wifey found one. It was $25 in lot 2. But as soon as I logged on and looked at it, it was gone. So then I just kept checking. I just kept checking like every 10, 15 minutes and happened to find one that popped up for $55 and just jumped right on it and took it. So
I told Dolphin Derek, because he's coming over and we're staying at the same hotel. I said, and he bought a parking pass. I said, well, look, I'm riding with you. So, ride with him.
Yeah. Last time I was out there, I Ubered.
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Listen, the 2019 against Florida, the problem was I think the Jonas Brothers or someone had a concert in the area. Ubering coming back that night, there had to be thousands of people waiting for Ubers for hours out there because of that concert.
Man, I thought I was going to run out of gas waiting in the parking garage. I kept turning the car off.
We sat right next to James Williams that night against Florida in Orlando. Crazy.
Nice.
I knew he was going to Miami that night, though. I was like, yeah, he coming. Because he was pissed. So I was like, yeah, he loved Miami, man.
Yeah. Funny thing is, like in 2016, DJ Dallas sat right next to me and against the West Virginia game. Him and I chopped it up, and I got photos with him, obviously as a senior in high school, at that game. So
yeah, crazy.
Yeah, man.
All right, brothers.
Good.
Listen, man, we appreciate Cole coming on, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Keep doing what you do. We appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Please hit that subscribe button, and rock with us, man. We appreciate everybody rocking with us, and we will see y'all Saturday, baby.
Score predictions real quick.
Score
for the full game. Anybody got one?
I do.
What you got, Co?
48-17 Miami.
All right.
Oh,
I got 38-27 Miami.
Yeah, I got like 38-31 Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
All right.
I think the defense steps up this week. That's why
I'm
only giving them
Iowa State's defense Iowa State's offense is very formidable. Their O-line is suspect, but if he gets time, boy.
Listen, I'm bringing the heat every play. I'm just, I'm doing Saw Will Blitz. I'm bringing it.
Yeah. I
appreciate y'all in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Peace, guys. Go Canes.
Go Canes.